Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we're taking a closer look at, Baby Steps Millionaires. Those folks who used Dave Ramsey's plan to hit that 7-figure mark.
Right.
And this time, one of you guys sent in this book excerpt so we can get like a sneak peek into their lives.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, what's really cool is the book digs into not just like the steps, but also their mindset.
Oh, interesting.
It's like, how do they think about money? What makes them tick?
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so who are these Baby Steps millionaires?
Yeah.
Like, we meet Tiffany in the book. Imagine, like, juggling childcare and a demanding job while you're drowning in debt.
Yeah.
That was Tiffany. And I bet a lot of our listeners can relate to that, right?
Totally. The book really makes it clear that these are just normal people.
Yeah.
Not trust fund kids or lottery winners.
Right, right.
It's people who faced, single parenthood or medical bills or even like secret credit cards.
Oof, yeah, that secret credit card situation.
It happens, but it just goes to show that financial freedom isn't just for like the super rich or lucky,
Exactly. And it makes it even more inspiring.
Right.
It's like, if they can do it, maybe I can too,
Totally.
But hold on, let's back up for a sec.
Okay.
Just a quick recap. Most of us know Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps, but for anyone just tuning in, what are they all about?
Okay, so the 7 baby steps are basically like your step-by-step guide to get out of debt and build wealth.
Okay.
So you start with a small emergency fund.
Got it.
Then you attack your debt, smallest to largest, kind of like snowballing your way to freedom.
I love the snowball analogy.
Yeah. And then it's saving for retirement, college, paying off the house, building investments, and eventually, giving like crazy.
Okay, so it's like a whole life plan, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
But this book, it really focuses on steps 4 through 7, right?
Exactly.
The part where you're building wealth after kicking debt to the curb.
That's where it gets really interesting, because that's where the millionaire mindset really comes in.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this millionaire mindset.
All right, so get this. The book mentions this stat that almost half of these baby steps, millionaires, had average grades or lower in school.
Really? Wow.
So it's not about being like a math genius or anything.
That's a relief.
Right. It's really about your attitude.
That's a big aha moment for me, for sure. It challenges that idea that you have to be like super smart with money to be a millionaire.
Exactly. It's more about, belief, hard work, and discipline.
So it's about those good old-fashioned values.
Exactly. Like, think about Jackie, who grew up in poverty but used the baby steps to become a millionaire.
Wow.
It shows that where you start doesn't have to be where you end up.
That's a powerful story.
It is.
It reminds me of that analogy from the book. They compare becoming a billionaire to climbing a mountain, right?
Yeah.
But it's more like, taking on a challenging but doable hike like Klingman's Dome.
Haha.
Not Mount Everest, which seems impossible for most of us.
Exactly. It's about setting achievable goals.
Right.
And that's why the baby steps are all about making steady progress, not falling for those get-rich-quick schemes.
Yeah, those never seem to end well, do they?
Oh, and speaking of not ending well, the book actually talks about Dave Ramsey's own bankruptcy.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, early in his career, he got caught up in real estate debt.
Ouch. That's got to be a tough lesson.
It was. It just shows you how risky those shortcuts can be.
Yeah, it makes you really think twice about debt.
For sure. And it ties into this idea that the book challenges that all debt is bad.
Yeah, because they frame wealth as a tool, not good or evil in itself.
Exactly. It's all about how you use it.
Like, remember Steve from the book, the millionaire who secretly paid someone's college tuition?
Oh, yeah. What a great story.
Such a heartwarming story, right?
Totally. It really flips the script on the idea that all millionaires are greedy,
Totally. It reminds us that wealth can be a force for good.
Yeah.
But speaking of changing perspectives, the book has this whole chapter on raising kids with a good money mindset.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
It's like teaching them to be smart with money, not just spending it all.
Right. It's about instilling those values early on.
Yeah.
The book breaks down like 5 key behaviors: working, giving, saving, spending, and stewarding.
So it's a well-rounded approach.
Yeah, it's not about forcing a rigid system on kids, but nurturing a healthy relationship with money.
I love that.
Yeah.
And there's that story about Rachel, Dave Ramsey's daughter, learning about spending limits at an amusement park.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
It shows that you can teach these things in a fun way too, right?
Absolutely. It's about making it relatable for kids.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's got to be relevant to their lives.
Exactly.
It's about setting those boundaries, like early on. It's interesting how these little lessons can make a difference later in life.
Yeah, for sure. It makes you think about how we can use those ideas as adults.
Oh, totally. Especially with like those impulse buys.
Oh, yeah. Guilty as charged.
Haha, right. The book talks about delayed gratification.
Okay.
Like that marshmallow experiment. The kids who waited for the second marshmallow did better later.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that.
Turns out it applies to money, too.
That makes sense. So we've talked about avoiding get-rich-quick schemes.
Right.
But what about the whole money is the root of all evil thing? The book seems to push back on that.
It does. It argues that wealth is just a tool.
Okay.
It's neutral. It's how you use it that matters, for good or bad.
Right. And the Baby Steps Millionaires in the book, they're great examples of using wealth for good.
Exactly. Like those stories about millionaires funding scholarships or supporting local charities.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome to see how they're making a difference.
It is. It really shows that financial freedom isn't just about you. It's about having the resources to impact the world around you.
That makes me wonder, the book focuses on Baby Steps Millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
But what about people with even more money? Like billionaires?
Oh, interesting question.
Are their mindsets and approaches different, you think?
That's a good point. While the book doesn't go deep into billionaires,
Right.
It does hint that there are some key differences.
Like what?
Well, billionaires often build wealth through things that have a wider impact,
Yeah.
like groundbreaking technologies or huge businesses that employ tons of people.
So their wealth is tied to, like, changing the game on a bigger scale.
Exactly. It's not just about personal gain, but about changing the world.
That's a whole different level.
It is, and that usually translates into a different mindset.
How so?
Billionaires are driven by a vision that goes beyond just their own wealth.
I see.
They want to solve big problems, shake things up, leave a mark on society.
That makes sense. It's a different game altogether, almost.
Yeah, you could say that.
But I appreciate that the book sticks with Baby Steps Millionaires because their stories feel more attainable for us regular folks.
For sure. It shows that anyone can achieve financial freedom with the right plan and the right attitude.
And one of the most important things is understanding that wealth doesn't happen overnight.
Oh, definitely not. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's about playing the long game.
Exactly. But it's easy to get caught up in those get-rich-quick schemes or fall for those common myths about wealth.
Oh, yeah, there are so many of those floating around.
The book really tackles them head on, like the idea that wealthy people are all selfish and greedy. It counters that with stories of Baby Steps millionaires who are super generous, using their money to help their communities and make the world a better place.
It's almost like money amplifies who you already are.
That's a good way to do it. If you're generous when you have a little, you'll be generous when you have a lot.
I like that. And that generosity often extends to their families, too, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The book talks about teaching kids about money in a way that instills those same values.
So it's not just about setting them up to be rich, but to be responsible with their resources.
Exactly. It's about teaching them to be good stewards of what they have.
I remember those stories about teaching kids about spending limits at amusement parks, or having them earn a allowance by doing chores.
Oh, yeah. Those are classic examples.
It's about giving them a real understanding of where money comes from and how to handle it right.
It is. It's about setting them up for success in the long run, not just handing them a silver spoon.
Right. But it's tough to raise kids who are good with money these days.
Oh, for sure. They're bombarded with messages about buying stuff and instant gratification.
Yeah, it's a constant battle.
It is. But the book offers some great advice for parents who want to raise financially responsible kids, like tying allowance to chores.
Oh, that's a good one. It teaches them that money is earned, not just given.
Exactly. It's about connecting effort with reward.
And as they get older, involving them in family money talks can make a big difference too, right?
Definitely. Even something as simple as explaining how you make a budget can be really helpful.
It normalizes those conversations about money.
Yeah, it takes away the fear or shame around talking about it.
Exactly. It's all about empowering them to be responsible with money as adults.
Which brings up another important theme. The book really stresses stewardship,
Oh, yeah, I like that idea.
It's not just about earning and saving, but managing your resources wisely and using them to make a difference.
So it's like shifting from a me focus to a we focus, right?
Exactly. It's recognizing that our money choices affect not just us, but the people around us, even future generations.
Wow, that's a powerful thought. It really makes you think about the bigger picture, beyond just your own bank account.
It does, and it's something that the Baby Steps millionaires really embody. They're not just focused on their own wealth, they're using it to make a positive impact on the world around them.
That's really inspiring. It shows that financial freedom can be about so much more than just personal gain. It can be a catalyst for making a real difference in the lives of others and in the world as a whole.
Absolutely. And that's what makes the Baby Steps philosophy so compelling. It's not just about achieving financial success for ourselves. It's about using that success to make a positive impact and leave a lasting legacy.
I love that. It's a reminder that we all have the power to make a difference, and that our financial journey can be so much more than just a path to wealth. It can be a journey of purpose, meaning, and impact.
They've learned to set boundaries, to delegate stuff and make time for what really matters.
It's about finding that balance, right? making sure your money goals don't, like, take over your whole life.
Exactly. Financial success is great, but it shouldn't come at the cost of your relationships, your health, or your passions.
Right, right. It's about the whole picture.
It is. It's about living a life that's balanced, fulfilling, and, true to who you are.
Well said. But let's be real for a sec. Life throws curveballs, right? Even with the best plans.
Oh, absolutely. The book doesn't pretend everything's easy and actually says that the road to financial freedom, it's rarely a straight line.
Yeah, there are always bumps along the way.
There are setbacks, obstacles, unexpected stuff. It happens.
It's like that saying, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans.
Exactly. So how do these Baby Steps millionaires handle those curveballs?
Yeah, what keeps them going when things get tough?
Well, the book really emphasizes this idea of resilience,
Okay, I like that.
and adaptability. It's not about never facing problems, but about having the strength to keep going, to adjust, to find solutions.
So it's more about how you respond to those challenges.
Exactly. The book wants you to see challenges as opportunities for growth, to learn from setbacks and be flexible in your thinking.
That's a good way to look at it. So it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? There will be ups and downs.
Definitely, but it's how you handle them that determines your success.
Makes sense. I'm curious, though, any examples from the book?
Oh, tons. There are stories of Baby Steps millionaires who face some serious stuff.
Like what?
Job losses, health problems, businesses going under, you name it.
Wow, that's tough.
It is. But they didn't let it break them. They kept pushing, and eventually they achieved their goals.
That's pretty inspiring. It shows that anyone can bounce back, even from tough situations.
Exactly. Those stories remind us that we all have that resilience inside us.
It's encouraging to hear that, for sure. It's easy to feel like giving up when things get hard.
It is. But remember, setbacks are normal. It's not about avoiding them, but about how you handle them, learn, adapt, and keep moving forward.
Like they say, fall 7 times, stand up 8.
Exactly. But it's not just about pushing through the tough times, right?
Right. What else does the book say?
It also talks about finding joy in the journey itself.
Oh, I like that. So it's not just about the end goal, but enjoying the process.
Exactly. It's about celebrating those small wins along the way, finding meaning in everyday moments.
Because true wealth is more than just money, right?
Right. It's about happiness, fulfillment, a sense of purpose, finding joy in the simple things, appreciating life, making time for things you love.
And the Baby Steps millionaires, they actually live this out.
They do. They spend time with loved ones, pursue their passions, travel. They show that you can be successful and have a life you love.
That's awesome. It's a good reminder that money is just a tool, and it's up to us how we use it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But there's one more big takeaway from all this.
Oh, what's that?
It's the idea that true wealth isn't just about what you have, but the legacy you leave.
You mean like the impact you have on others?
Exactly. The book wants us to think about what values we're passing on, teaching kids about money, hard work, using resources wisely, giving back.
So it's bigger than ourselves. It's about making a difference.
It is. And the Baby Steps millionaires, they're amazing examples of this, supporting causes, mentoring others, making their communities better.
It's incredible to see them using their success to create positive change.
It really is. It shows that we all have the power to leave a mark on the world that lasts even after we're gone.
Wow, that's a powerful thought. And a perfect way to wrap up this deep dive, I think.
I agree. It's been fascinating to explore the world of Baby Steps millionaires and see how they've achieved financial freedom and used it to make a difference.
For anyone listening who's feeling inspired to start their own journey, remember the key takeaways: embrace the baby steps, cultivate that millionaire mindset, and never stop learning and growing.
And don't forget to find joy along the way, celebrate those wins, appreciate the simple things, and use your resources to build a life that truly matters.
Well said. A huge thanks to everyone for joining us on this deep dive into Baby Steps Millionaires.
And be sure to check out the book by Dave Ramsey if you want to dive even deeper into this topic.
We'll be back next week with another deep dive into a fascinating topic. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving to make a positive impact on the world.
See you next time.